My girlfriend used to mock intimate details about me in front of her friends, so I broke up with her. It all started last Friday evening. One of Jessica's closest friends had just come back from a trip abroad, and they decided to celebrate. At first, they planned to throw a party or something similar, but then decided to go to a restaurant and then head over to one of the girls' homes to watch movies or just do whatever. Basically, it was supposed to be an all-girls night out. There were about 12 of them. My older sister Emily, who is close friends with Jessica and part of their inner circle, also went along. It sounded fun, and I wished them a great time. Before the night out, Jessica stopped by my place, and Emily drove her to the Willow Grill, where everyone was meeting. The plan was for Emily to drop Jessica back home afterward, and then return to our place. We both live with our parents. They left around 6 p.m., and I didn't expect Emily back before midnight or 1 a.m. if she didn't decide to just stay over with one of them. But unexpectedly, Emily came home alone around 9:30 to 10 p.m., and she looked really angry and irritated. We asked her what happened. She just said she was really tired and not in the mood. I asked if she had dropped Jessica off at home, and she said no, let her take a taxi. That was strange because she clearly seemed upset, and I know my sister. She's not the type to lose her temper easily. She was even slamming doors and everything. The next day, her mood was a little better, but she was still irritated. I asked what happened, but she refused to talk about it, saying it was nothing, that she had just been tired and maybe feeling unwell. On Sunday, she finally told me. She said, "Listen, something happened that night when I was with Jessica and her friends." I said, "Yeah, I figured." She went on, "You're not going to like what I'm about to say, but you need to hear it." My first thought was, oh crap, is she cheating on me? Emily started telling me how the night went, how they had a great time at the restaurant and then went to a friend's house. They started watching a movie, but they didn't like it, so they stopped it halfway. Then, they couldn't decide on another one, so they started drinking and gossiping, talking about exes, current boyfriends, relationships, and sex. Emily said Jessica might have had a little too much to drink and started saying things she shouldn't have said about me. I asked, "What exactly did she say?" Emily replied, "You don't want to know." I told her, "You can't just start like that and not finish. Just tell me." Emily hesitated but finally said, "I really didn't want to tell you this, but since you insist, you probably do have the right to know." And then she told me what Jessica had been saying about me, half drunk, in front of everyone. She joked that when we first started dating, I was a virgin and didn't know what I was doing in bed. She mocked my lack of experience and awkward attempts. The girls also laughed about the shape of my penis. It's slightly curved to one side. I had never been insecure about it before, thinking it wasn't a big deal and most girls wouldn't care. Jessica had never said anything about it before, but now I felt extremely self-conscious. She also said that I finish too quickly and make weird noises during sex. I was like, what the hell? Why would she even say that? I asked Emily how drunk she was. Apparently not much. Just a couple of glasses of wine. I told Emily, "Why did you even tell me this?" "I wish I didn't know," she said. "I felt like you should know that your girlfriend says things like this. I just couldn't sit in the same room with her after that, so I left early." After Emily said her piece, she seemed relieved, but I couldn't figure out why it made her so angry. Yeah, Jessica had said hurtful things about me and revealed intimate details, but why did it piss Emily off so much? Maybe someone can explain. I feel terrible and depressed. Instead of talking to me directly, Jessica decided to make a joke out of me in front of her friends. Is it right that I'm upset and hurt, or am I just overreacting? Is it ever okay to discuss such things with friends? Even if it's just gossip? Should I bring it up to her and say that it bothered me? What if she tells me to just get over it, or insists it's nothing? Maybe I'm just too sensitive? Before we continue with what happened next, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Personally, I think the situation is tricky. On one hand, people do talk to friends about their relationships, but on the other hand, not in such a mocking way, and definitely not in front of someone's sister. Emily said, "If you ask me, you should talk to her about it if you feel you need to, but promise me you won't stay with her just because she was your first or because you feel some sort of obligation. I've been watching you all day struggling because of what she said, and I don't think she deserves you." After that, I started lashing out at Emily. I was angry at her for telling me in the first place, and said it would have been better if I'd never known. She apologized and tried to drop the subject, but I kept pressing, accusing her, and asking more questions. She stayed silent, clearly upset, and eventually went to her room. I followed her, still pressing. "Why did you even tell me? What made you think I needed to hear that?" I definitely crossed the line. Emily suddenly opened the door and yelled, "Oh, I don't know, maybe because I love you. Did you think about that for even 1 second? Screw you. Sorry, I even tried to protect you when it's obvious she doesn't give a damn about you. But no, of course, go run back to her, you two deserve each other." She called me an idiot several times and slammed the door in my face. I tried knocking, but she had locked it and turned on loud music. The rest of the day she didn't come out, and I felt awful. I knew I was completely at fault for the conflict. I'd acted like a jerk toward the only person who was on my side. Eventually, I decided to talk to Jessica directly. The next day, I called her. She was in a good mood, happy to hear from me, and said she'd been waiting for my call. We met up, went for lunch, and I kept looking for the right moment to bring it up, but couldn't. She asked if she could hang out at my place for a couple of hours before going home. Her parents had guests over, and she didn't want to be there. I said yes. Emily was upstairs with her music on, so I figured she wouldn't come down. I finally said, "Look, I'm not sure how to start this conversation, but something's been bothering me, something you said about me to your friends." Then I repeated what Emily had told me she'd said. Jessica's reaction was, "That's it? I could tell something was bothering you, and that's all you wanted to say?" Then she brushed it off, saying she didn't believe I was seriously upset over something so small. I told her she knew how much her opinion mattered to me, that her words hurt me, and that she should apologize. She said, "Fine, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said it." She promised not to do it again, saying she didn't realize I'd react so strongly. But then she started dismissing it again, saying it was silly to be upset, that girls talk about this stuff all the time and joke about guys behind their backs, that it's just part of the game. I told her it hurt me. She pulled a sarcastic face and, I think, even laughed at me. Then she asked how I found out. I said, "When you talk about someone in front of other people, it's easy for it to get back to them." She immediately asked, "It was Emily, wasn't it?" I said, "Maybe you should have thought about what you were saying about her brother while she was in the room." Jessica said, "I knew it. God, I hate when she's around, always acting like she's so much better than everyone else." I said, "That's my sister. Don't talk about her like that." But Jessica kept complaining about Emily, turning the situation around and blaming her for everything. She said none of this would have happened if Emily had just kept her mouth shut. I explained that Emily was just looking out for me, and that she shouldn't be blamed. Jessica replied, "If she really cared about your feelings, she wouldn't have told you." Then Jessica asked if Emily was home right now. I said, "She's upstairs, but now is not the time to bring it up." We stayed in the living room, But soon Emily came downstairs. She called my name, saying she had something important to tell me, but when she saw Jessica, she stopped and said, "Oh, I didn't know you were here." The tension was thick. Then Jessica suddenly said, "Why the hell are you interfering in our relationship?" Emily looked shocked and said nothing. Jessica continued, "Don't act like you don't know what you did. I know you love to stir up drama." Then she accused Emily of being untrustworthy, a terrible friend, and said she shouldn't come to girls' nights if she couldn't keep her mouth shut. I had to step in, but Jessica wouldn't stop. She was going after Emily relentlessly. Emily's eyes filled with tears, and she turned to me. "Why aren't you defending me? Do you even hear what this bitch is saying? How can you even be with her?" At that point, Jessica said she couldn't take it anymore and got ready to leave. Before she left, I told her I had something to say. That's when I broke up with her. I didn't go into details. I just said I didn't think our relationship was working and it'd be better for everyone if we ended things. She was upset and didn't fully understand why. I explained that, given everything that had happened and the feud between her and Emily, I just couldn't stay with her. Jessica was sad, but seemed to understand. She asked, "Can we at least stay friends?" I said, "Maybe, we'll see. But right now, we need time apart." We hugged, kissed one last time, said goodbye, and she left. After Jessica left, the house felt heavy with silence. Emily came downstairs a few minutes later, her face still puffy from crying. She didn't say anything at first, just went to the kitchen, poured herself a glass of water, and sat down at the table. "I'm sorry," I said quietly. She looked at me with tired eyes. "You should be. I told you the truth because I care about you, and you treated me like I was the enemy." I nodded. "I know. I messed up. You were right about her, and I should have listened to you from the beginning." Emily sighed. "You have no idea how much crap I went through because of this. Her friends hate me now. I've been blocked from all the group chats. They stopped inviting me to anything. And the worst part? They think I'm a snake who can't keep a secret. I lost people I thought were my friends." Her voice cracked a little, but she quickly straightened up, like she didn't want me to see how hurt she really was. "I'm sorry you lost them because of me," I said. "They weren't really my friends if they chose her side over the truth," Emily replied. "Still, it sucks. I wanted to make it up to her somehow, so I told her, 'Come on, get dressed, we're going out.' She gave me a suspicious look. 'Where?' 'You'll see.' I took her to one of the nicest restaurants in town. The kind of place with low lighting, soft music, and waiters who pull out your chair for you. She looked around, impressed but trying not to show it. 'This is too much,' she said. 'It's not enough,' I replied. 'You've been through hell because of me, and you still had my back. You deserve this.' We ordered dinner, laughed a little, and slowly the tension between us faded. By dessert, Emily was smiling again, genuinely smiling. When we got home, she hugged me tightly and said, 'Thanks. I really needed tonight.' And in that moment, I realized that no matter what happened with anyone else, Emily was the one person I could truly count on.